Another beautiful day in North Idaho. Dirt Grinder here. Today's video's sole purpose is to basically talk about conditioning, cardio, and seat time on a dirt bike coming to the Enduro season. Spring here in North Idaho has become a challenging time for me I guess you would say your off season in the wintertime coming into the spring. For one, you're talking about you're out of shape. You're never in shape enough that you think you are when it comes to these mountains. And a big part of it is your seat time, your balance, your arms, all the muscles that you use typically when riding dirt bike and riding trail riding are not getting used in the winter. Therefore, they lack come springtime. It's a building process. You got to build those back up, get them ready for the summer. So today's video, that's something I want to kind of harp on. You can see I started out on the ride today. Probably made it about 2 miles into the ride before I came across a tree. So I decided to stop here and talk a little bit about what you can do to improve your riding coming into the summer. Maybe in that off season if you live in areas where there's winter or you take a break and you need to build back up. Riding dirt bike, you're going to notice that a lot of it, especially in trail riding, to include I guess motocross as well, there's a lot of obstacles that are going to present you, and into those obstacles is having enough cardio and endurance to press through and continue to press on. I myself use the Insanity program. Very easy to do. Buy the DVDs. You can run them from a DVD player at home. If you got your bedroom, living room, something, you got enough space to open it up just for a little base to where it's all cardio and conditioning on body weight. There's plenty of programs out there. There's P90X. You want to buy resistance bands, things like that, a little bit of weights, you can go that route. Or just simply going out and running, doing a little calisthenics, push-ups, sit-ups, different things like that will help train your core, your upper body, and things like that you're going to use quite a bit when you're riding, bike shifting back and forth. Another big thing is just mental preparation for the season. Visualizing and knowing the routes that you're going to take and how to pick lines and stuff like that. That's a big key when it comes to riding. Throughout the video you'll see on the trail that I rode today, I'll have a little bit of footage here for you, the different obstacles that you present yourself. It's just being ready, getting in that attack stance, shoulders up, chest up, elbows out, chest over the front of the bars, knees slightly bent, in that tack position so that way you're prepared. Have a tree, rock, root from a tree, rut, anything like that hits you, you can avoid it or having to press through it, whatever you got to do. Just a few of the riding tips there. You can see I got my gear set up. I got the GoPro mounted on the helmet. Always take a backpack with a few little tools, especially if you're going out by yourself like I am today. I do a lot of riding by myself throughout the year. Typically, if there is somebody else, it's usually one other buddy, two other buddies, and I, for the most part, will have a pack there for them. Bring water, stay hydrated. It's a big thing I can suggest. Other than that, let's get back into riding. I'm going to talk about some tips and tricks while you're riding. Nothing too fast today. It is the first part of the year, just getting back and getting into the groove of things. Let's go! So this is the first time that I've been on this trail this year. It's a pretty nice trail. Not too technical, not too difficult. I don't know how far we will make it in the snow, I know. And this could be our stopping point of it. Kind of staying right on top right now. So we didn't make it through that. Way too much snow. Still a little bit too early.
So, plan is we're going to try to get back to another trail. Maybe we can see if we can get up that one. The hard part about the spring is there's a whole lot of snow that's off in a lot of spots. When you get into these tight corners, they're tucked back in these valleys, and snow never gets, or the sun never gets back in there, so the snow just sits. So makes it tough when you're out riding. Alright, so here we are. I made it over to the other trail, 103. We'll see what we can do on this one. I know this one has been a while since I've been on it, so we're going to see what all this one entails. Man, these trails like this, especially the first part of the year, you get a little bit of water on them. A little bit of snow runoff. Things can be slick but fun. That's what I love about these types of trails. It's not too crazy. I do have the brand new tire on, the Kenda Equilibrium. Pretty fun. Woo. So I do have the Kenda Equilibrium on, tire, brand new. So far, I've had about maybe 10 miles on it all, and boy do I love it. Fantastic tire. Up here. Man, in the beginning of the year, you don't really realize how winter time will really throw you out of the loop as far as conditioning wise. It's a perfect example right there. You can see where I came up around that berm and there's a tree across. you're in that attack position, you'll be prepared come time for objects like that. So that's things you got to worry about when riding on a dirt bike. So part of cardio when riding is when you're in that attack position, you're not using your arms as much anymore because they're bent. You're relying on more of your legs to absorb the shock of different things, that whether it be ruts, rocks, whatever, you'll give your legs those shock absorbers that they need to be when riding. It'll help speed up your time as well as improve your riding ability. As you start riding more and you start doing that more, you'll become more comfortable. It'll feel a little more natural as you're riding. You're going downhill, get back, get your ass over that rear, that back seat. Come down like that, you come into a tight spot, lock up that back tire, let it slide around that corner. Same here, you're coming in tight, applying a little bit of touch on the front brake, locking up the back, coming around, you got a berm, it'll sit in that berm. It's almost like motocross riding when you come to a corner. You'll have that berm that you can just set that tire in. Switch back, lock up that back tire, cruise around that. A lot of fundamentals, but what I do is I dab that, jump off that, there you go. So you just dab in that clutch and that front brake just a little bit if you need to slow down. Lock up that back tire on the corners. Especially coming downhill, you can slide it right in there. Basically it'll hit the berm for you. If you listen to my motor, I run in a little bit higher gear. There's a tight one. So I run in a little bit higher of a gear. You can see I stalled it out there. Running in a little bit higher of a gear, just so when it comes down and into certain things, I can get on it. See me lug that motor a little more. 2-strokes can do that really well. A little bit different on a 4-stroke, but okay, so you got to see, you got a hard switch back here. All back tire, stay standing up, lug that motor out of that. You don't want to get spinning and different things like that. That's what you're trying to avoid when doing that. You get in stuff like this, I don't know if the camera will do justice, but these are decent sized ruts. You want to try to avoid getting a cross rut going on. Cross ruts can be a pain in the ass when you're riding. So either get in, get out, like right on a ridge of the rut. And hopefully it'll keep you in it or what have you. Yeah, here, this one's pretty deep in the middle. I'm trying to avoid that one.
Thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode of Dirt Grinder. Please, if you would, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. That's how we can build this channel and promote content in the future. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and stay tuned for upcoming episodes.